Every person has an impact on our community, and we as Oregon Food Bank, we're part of the community as well. Everyone should be able to access real food that is appropriate for them and their culture. And the only way that we can address that is, yes, with food, but also addressing systems of oppression and the things that drive hunger. And when we're talking about root causes of hunger, those are things that are embedded in our communities and our country for so long. It's going to take all of us to dismantle that.
I believe that all people should have access to the food that they need, that they want to best serve their nutritional needs. It goes beyond just giving people food today to meet their needs, but it really would take a huge shift in our society to really change the systems. And so there are 21 regional food banks across the entire state of Oregon and Southwest Washington. We all talk about how to share resources, share sort of best practices, and work together to try to find ways to address hunger in all of the service area. One of the most powerful things that we do as a collective is advocacy. We've been, for the last couple years, really working hard together to try and advocate for food purchasing dollars with the state. Also doing some funding to just sort of help change and address some infrastructure issues. I think there's a big role that the community can play. Either that's making a donation of money or food or their time to the work, and also being active in the work in a deeper and more meaningful way, like getting involved in advocacy efforts to change the systems that cause hunger in the first place.
What we know is that over the course of a year, Oregon Food Bank and our network will be in contact with 1 million people who are food insecure, who don't have what they need to thrive. And we have the chance to make change if we actually invite folks who are most impacted to help make those changes with us. Power comes from people organized to take action together.
Part of the reasons why my family migrated was given the food insecurity and poverty that they faced. I just knew that there's something wrong with their systems if the people who are picking our foods aren't able to pay for their own foods. And so I knew that I wanted to be engaged, and then found organizing as a method, as my ability to find my own individual power, but also seeing how together we're able to create policy change, systems change that help improve our lives and improve our communities.
We've all come together knowing that we have a shared goal and that we have a shared future outcome for what we want to see. And none of this work would be possible if it weren't for this combined effort.
The whole idea that you need to coordinate with the growers, the retailers, the producers, the people who educate, make all this work and line up in a way that makes sense for our community.
Oregon Food Bank is building on a collection of innovative programs to realize how we can reimagine and transform our food systems with equity at their core from field to market.
Well, it doesn't end with food. So it's not just about, hundreds of thousands of pounds of food coming through the system. It's about being a true community partner to meet the need of this state.
It's essential to our livelihood, as farmers, to have the things and the tools and the support that you need. But it's also essential to the community to be able to have access to good food. And so, creating prosperity, bridging that wealth gap happens first with land access, because if you can get on that land and you can work that soil and you can grow the food and you can create jobs and you can create community that way.
Enabling communities to decide what foods they have access to, where they grow it, how they grow it, and who gets to harvest it, who gets to put their hands in the dirt and sow the seeds and putting that food on the table. And if we're trying to really create the wealth that we need in the community, and that's food wealth, to be able to think about our legacy and our history in toiling this land, and to know that we've been so separated from it, that we no longer have that access, we no longer have that heritage that links us, something that we have to repair. And so being able to put your hands in the soil and be responsible for your own food and your own community is empowering. And so for me, it's bringing those systems together, bringing the policymakers, bringing the philanthropic community together to meet the community-based organizations where they already are is part of the coalition that needs to be built.
I truly believe if we help our neighbors today, we will be a better place to live for everybody. That is really the foundation of the Oregon Food Bank. And I hope that you will join me in reaching deep down into your souls. For everyone we help, that's like putting money in the bank for our humanity.